What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Chilling Tales. So, this one, in particularly, is a bear attack that I decided to hold off on telling until now. It's very uneasing, if you will. Very chilling. Very concerning with how these things can act. Black bears in particular. So this attack took place in 2014, and you guys can look it up. I'm going to post it on my Patreon. If you want to support me, become a patron. Links in the description of this video. I also share actual footage of actual bear attacks on my Patreon. So if you want to check that out, join me there, and it's a good way to support this channel since I don't have any sponsors, and I don't want any. So I think it's time. This attack took place in New Jersey, which is an area in the United States that hasn't had a bear attack in a long time. This young man, only 22 years of age. We're going to call him Trevor in this video, because I don't really want the identities of his family to be made known just so directly. Like I said, you guys can look up this attack, okay? It happened in 2014. So Trevor was going to meet up with two girlfriends at some beautiful wilderness park in New Jersey. Trevor was a kind of young man, obviously slender build, about 5'9", not very tall at all. I mean, I'm 6'4", and I think I can handle a black bear, but I don't know. Got some muscle, this and that, but even still, black bears can be so formidable, you don't want to mess with them. Even if they're 150 pounds or so, they're still going to take most full-grown adults out with one swipe. You can't just punch the damn thing in the skull, all right? Which leads me to this story. They had no means of protecting themselves against the bears. So Trevor was meeting his girlfriends over at this park. He met up with them. They were kind of ready to go. This beautiful lady named Michelle, sort of short, nice little white jeanish shorts on, hiking boots, a little sun cap or whatever. What are those things called with the rims on them? Keep the sun out of her eyes. Nice brown hair, beautiful big beady eyes. This chick that he was interested in, and her friend Lindsay, which, I don't know, was kind of a butterface, all right? I don't want to be mean, but this isn't about them. So nonetheless, Trevor met these chicks at the park, and the small group, they began walking down the trail. Now, strangely enough, they were crossing a small group of people as well. This elderly couple with their children who are full-grown adults in their 40s or so, a couple little kids with them. And they warned Trevor and his girlfriends that there was a bear back there. They said, hey, we just saw a black bear not too far down the trail here. You guys might want to turn around. And then this group of people just kept going toward the parking lot, got in the car, and left. Now, I think Trevor was the kind of guy who doesn't like to be told what to do. All right? I mean, he's probably showing off in front of these girls who wanted to impress Michelle. Didn't really want him to think that he was a pussy or a wimp or whatever. So, with that being said, they chived on. He's like, no, let's just keep going. Oh, that's cool. Black bear? Yeah, let's go see. I mean, maybe he didn't really feel like it was that much of a threat. I don't know. But it seems like in general, I mean, guys like to prove their dominance, all right? They like to act like tough guys. I mean, I remember one time I actually tried to act like a tough guy. I was with some girl out in California. Some trails. And it was dark night, and I saw ahead of us, there was sort of like the horizon, and it was dark, right? You couldn't see anything. But then from the moonlight coming in, we could see the silhouettes of a group of animals. And I believe it was a bunch of coyotes. All right. And they're known to attack some people. But granted, like I said, I'm a pretty tall guy. I grabbed a stick and I chased after him and I scared the damn things off. But the problem is, you can't really do that with the black bear. Now, I don't know if you tried to do that or not. We're going to get to that. But again, he wasn't a very tall guy. Kind of slender, kind of slim, kind of demasculated by nature. All right, not a very masculine guy. So they continue down the path. And lo and behold, just like the people before them said, there's a damn bear out there. They see it scurrying around off the trail, just kind of shuffle, squinting around. They see the little sticks cracking, little twigs cracking and all that. And of course, Trevor wanted to act like it was of no threat. He takes out his cell phone, starts snapping little photos of it. He takes a little selfie with it, this and that. He gets Michelle and Lindsay, gets them behind it. And the bear's kind of just watching him like, what the hell's going on here? Can you guys believe it? I mean, generally, for those of you who watch my channel, you know that it's highly unlikely for a bear to attack a group of people, all right? Most of these attacks happen one-on-one. Especially with the damn black bear, because, I mean, they're not that big. I mean, this one was about 400 pounds. But compared to a grizzly, we're talking about 800-900 pounds in some cases, sometimes more. They just don't like to risk it. You know what I'm saying? But as crazy as it is, this black bear in particular, this bruin of a bear, started following them. Just started going after them. Just boo, 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 boo. Head low, head swaying. That's when you know the damn thing's going to attack. When the head's low like this and the ears are back like this. All right, that's when you know. When the ears are up like this and it's running at you, that's usually a sow trying to scare you off. The cubs are around, but if its ears are like this, it's back up, boom, 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 boom. You know it's going to get you, so you guys got to be prepared. And that's what this bear was doing, just coming up at him. You know, it probably wasn't growling, but the ears were back, the head was down, the back was arched, the eyes were kind of focused in. And Travis, of course, was scared. And what happened was these folks decided to run, which is generally what you do. They see the bear coming. Michelle's like, oh my God, look, it's coming at us. And then Lindsay's like, oh, let's get in. And they all start running away. All right, they run up toward where the parking lot was. And Travis, trying to be man, he kind of veers off. There's a fork down the path, and he goes the other way. All right, the girls make it to the parking lot, and Travis has vanished. Yeah. I mean, let this be a lesson. All right? Don't split up when a bear is chasing you. I mean, hell, obviously you don't really want to run either. I mean, they say you don't run no matter what. It's going to catch you. What do they run? 35 miles an hour? 40 miles an hour? You don't run. And of course, it's all situational. With a black bear, what I would do, now this isn't really advices or whatever. I'm not a DNR officer or whatever. But what I would do in a black bear situation, I'd stand my ground. They're going to chase you if you run. If they want to chase you. And they're going to catch you if they want to catch you, all right? And it's often not a situation with cubs. They're not as protective as the grizzlies are with their cubs. The grizzlies will just maul the hell out of you, neutralize you. But the black bears, I've seen them run. All right? I mean, yeah, I make this channel on bear attacks. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen a group of people surround a tree. A black bear mother runs up the damn tree, leaves her cubs behind, and the cubs run up the tree after her. The mother's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. You know, I mean, sometimes they do attack because they're being protective of the cubs, but not as often as grizzlies. But my point being, if a black bear is going to attack you, it's not just because it's trying to protect its cubs or whatever. it's often because it is trying to prove its dominance, or it is looking for something to eat. And I hate to say it, but that's what this one was doing. And they're actually more likely to eat their human victims than any other bear. Except for maybe a polar bear. But those attacks are so infrequent. There's not a ton of data on them. But the black bears, they're scavengers more than any other bear. Right? That's why they'll kill you and they'll just start eating you. They don't give a damn. I mean, hell, they'll eat you when you're alive. But Travis veers off. They hear this, they hear bones cracking and sticks cracking, and they run out, and it's silent. He's like getting away. They don't really know what happened. Lindsay and Michelle are terrified. Now, mind you, this is in 2014, so they had cell phones, so of course they call authorities. A search party commences. They go down the trail. The birds are silent. Everything's silent. And all they see is this massive husking bear like this, just kind of looking at them when they're on the trail. The search party. Just this massive bear, head low, ears back. It's just protecting its kill, obviously. The rangers shoot the damn bear. All right, boom, one in the shoulder, boom, the bear. It kind of drops it a little bit, then it starts charging out, and then it blasts him again, boom, boom, and it takes the bear out. Falls to the ground, legs flailing, blood everywhere. But what they see after that was heinous. They start going down the trail where they saw the bear. It was protecting itself. It was standing over something. Obviously, it was Travis's body. All right, it drug him off the damn trail, dug a pit. They call it a cache. And it started burying him half alive. It pissed and shit all over his corpse. All right, that's what they'll do. They do that to mark their territory. They do that so other predators don't come in. They do that so another bear or coyote or fox or whatever, they'll smell that and they'll be like, oh God, this bear marked its territory on this cache, so I'm going to stay away. That's why they do it. And that's what it did to him. All right. Of course, he had these gaping wounds across his face and just partly ripped off right here. Big old hunk off his pec. His pec was half missing. His arm, I mean, it tried to eat off his arm, but it ate like 3/4 of his bicep. It was disgusting. He was dead. All right. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. And the bear was dead too. Yeah. I mean, it could have been avoided. I don't understand why wouldn't you have pepper spray? You know, I'd carry that. I'd carry that when I go on a walk with my dog. All right, why wouldn't you have a hand cannon? No hand cannon, no pepper spray. Let me know in the comments, what could have been done differently in this situation? I mean, what humiliation, you know? He's trying to get with his chick, and all of a sudden he gets eaten up and he gets shit and pissed on him. I mean, fortunately, in the yonder, I don't know. Maybe there's no regret, but likely not. But I'm just saying, it could have been different. And my heart goes out to him. I mean, as much as I want to criticize, you know? I mean, you should have considered the warning signs, the red flags, the people walking through saying, hey, there's a bear out there. You know, I think that the young folks today, they just have such a curiosity. And with AI, you know, I was just on Facebook today and I saw this AI video. It looks real. There was this polar bear just chilling in front of a school bus. The kids come out and they're all just petting the polar bear. It looks real. All right. I mean, at first I thought it was real until I saw the kids pet the damn thing. So that's what it's doing. It's confusing the youth. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, not that this stuff was around in 2014. It was starting to come up. But even more so today, people got to be cautious. You got to pay attention. All right? You got to observe reality and not observe what we see on the screens. Because what we see on the screens is misleading. A lot of it's fake. You guys should have seen this video. The polar bear, these kids are all petting it. I mean, it looks real. I'm telling you, it doesn't look CGI. All right? How much better is it going to get as time progresses? But yeah, you guys, if you take anything from this video, you got to consider the warning signs. You got to observe reality. You got to use critical thinking skills, you know? I mean, just because there's cartoons and Disney shows with cute, cuddly bears doesn't mean that's how they are out in the wild. They have to be respected. They have to be considered. They have to be revered. You have to approach them with caution. You have to not approach them at all. You have to carry pepper spray. You got to go the other direction. But yeah, if you guys will like this video, subscribe to the page, and I'll see you tomorrow with more chilling tales from the Iceman.